Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something we all do, but maybe don't think too much about the language side, ordering food.
Right.
We're looking at some snippets from Ordering Food, an English learning podcast. Seems basic, maybe?
Yeah.
But there's actually a lot packed in there about sounding, natural, confident.
Oh, definitely. What's really interesting is how this source gets us thinking beyond just what words to use. It's about the why.
The why.
Yeah, like why certain phrases work better, the kind of cultural bits that make you sound less like you're reading from a script and more like you actually, well, speak the language fluently.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to give you that shortcut. Help you feel totally comfortable, whether you're just asking for the menu or, figuring out the bill.
You get those aha moments.
Right. So you walk away with clear phrases you can actually use and the confidence to, well, use them. Okay, let's dive in. Picture this. You just walked into a restaurant. It's busy, smells good. What's that very first interaction usually like?
First contact. It's almost always about getting seated, right? The host or maybe a waiter comes up. They'll say something like, "Good evening, how many in your party?" Or maybe, "How many dining tonight?" Sets the whole thing rolling.
In your response here, it needs to be clear, polite, simple stuff like, 2 people, please.
Or a table for 4. Yeah. But what if it's more complicated? Like you have a reservation?
Good point.
You just add that in. "Hi, I have a reservation for 2 under Smith." Or maybe a table for 2, reservation under Smith, something like that.
And preferences, like wanting a window seat.
Yeah, you could try, "Do you have a table by the window?" Or maybe softer, "We were hoping for a table near the window if possible." That, if possible, does a lot of work.
Softens it, makes it less demanding.
Exactly. It's that indirectness we often use in English for requests. You state a preference, not an order.
Okay, so you're seated. Great. Now, the menu. If they don't automatically hand it over, how do you ask?
The source really highlights this one. "Could we see the menu, please?" Very standard, very polite.
Could we? Using that modal verb.
Right. Could is classic politeness. It's like technically asking about possibility, but everyone understands it's a request, way better than just "menu, please," which can sound a bit abrupt.
Makes sense. And, okay, you're looking at the menu. Maybe you just want some water while you decide.
Yeah.
What's the go-to?
For water, pretty simple. "Could I have a glass of water, please?" That works perfectly.
Or maybe even more casual.
Yeah, "Can I get some water, please?" is also super common. Technically can is about ability. Could is more polite request territory, traditionally. But honestly, in everyday speech, "Can I get with a please?" is totally fine. Very natural. Just, avoid barking, give me water.
Right. Avoid the commands. But, okay, what if the menu's kind of overwhelming? Maybe it's a type of food you don't know well. How do you ask for recommendations?
Good one. You don't want to just say, "What's good?" That puts them on the spot a bit.
Yeah.
Better to ask, "What do you recommend?" Or maybe, "What are your most popular dishes?" You could even give them a hint, like, "I really like seafood. Any recommendations?"
Oh, I like that. Giving them something to work with.
Exactly. Makes it more of a conversation. "I'm looking for something vegetarian. What would you suggest?" It shows you're thinking about it, too.
And sticking with that complexity.
Mm.
What about allergies or dietary needs? That feels really important to get right, politely but clearly.
Crucial, yeah. You need to be clear, but again, politeness helps. Instead of just announcing, "I'm allergic to peanuts," which sounds a bit stark, you could ask, "Does this dish contain any peanuts?" Or frame it as a possibility question. "Is it possible to make the pasta dish without cheese?"
Asking about the dish, not just stating your condition.
Right. Does this contain, or is it possible? It's indirect, but gets the point across safely. You could even add a little preface like, "Excuse me, I have a gluten allergy. Could you tell me if the sauce is gluten-free?" It just smooths the interaction.
Okay, now for the main event, really. Placing the actual order. You've decided. How do you say it so you sound natural, not, demanding? The source had some key phrases here.
It did, and it's all about "I like" or "I'll have." These are like the golden phrases.
I'd like, or I'll have.
Yeah, so "I'd like the chicken soup, please," or "I'll have the steak, medium rare." These aren't just polite words, it's the whole structure. Linguists call them indirect speech acts.
Indirect speech acts. Explain that a bit.
Well, when you say "I'd like the soup," you're not just stating a fact about your desires. You're actually making a request, but you're wrapping it in the softer language. The would in "I'd like" is conditional. It adds politeness.
Ah, okay. So it's less direct than "I want the soup."
Much less direct and I'll have is interesting too. It uses the future tense, I will have. It's almost like you're just stating a future fact, a decision you've made that the waiter will help make happen.
Rather than ordering them to bring it?
Precisely. Compare that to give me the chicken or I want water. In a restaurant setting, those sound pretty blunt, maybe even rude. It shows how English often prefers this indirectness in service situations. It saves face for both you and the server.
Okay, let's try putting it all together. Imagine you're the customer, maybe out with a friend. Let's walk through a slightly longer interaction using these ideas. Waiter comes up.
Okay, waiter. Good evening. Table for two? Me, the customer. Yes, please. A table for two. Maybe add somewhere quiet, if possible.
Nice touch. Okay, you're seated. Menus arrive. Maybe you want a drink first.
Right. Catch the waiter's eye. Excuse me, could we get a couple of beers while we look at the menu?
Perfect. Then time to order. Maybe you have a question first.
Yeah. Waiter comes back. Ready to order. Me. Almost. Just wondering, is the fish of the day grilled or fried? Waiter explains. Me. Okay, great. In that case, I'd like the fish of the day, please.
And for your friend.
And she'll have the Caesar salad with chicken. Waiter confirms. Got it. Anything else for now? Me. No, that's all for now. Thank you.
See, it flows. It feels natural, respectful. Everyone knows what's happening. But, what if something goes wrong? Like they bring the wrong dish.
The correction also needs care. You wouldn't just say, this is wrong.
No, probably not.
You'd get their attention politely. Excuse me, sorry, I think I ordered the fish, but this looks like the chicken. Using I think I ordered softens it. It points out the error without blaming. It's about preserving face.
Preserving face. That's a great way to put it. Mutual respect. Okay, meal was delicious. Everything sorted. Now, the end game. Paying.
Yep.
How do you signal you're ready?
The standard phrase is, could we get the bill, please? That works pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
Or, and this is a key cultural tip from the source, in American English, people very often say check instead of bill. So, could we have the check, please?
Yeah.
Is just as common, maybe even more so in the U.S.
Bill or check. Good to know both.
Definitely. And notice the could we get or could we have again. That polite modal verb, making it a request, not a demand.
That bill versus check thing is interesting and leads to another point the source mentioned, a common misunderstanding, right? About when you get the bill.
Yes. This is a big one culturally. In some places, the bill just kind of appears when you seem finished. But in many English-speaking countries, especially the US, Canada, the UK, you generally have to ask for it.
Ah, so you shouldn't just sit there waiting.
Not usually, no. Don't feel rude or pushy asking, could we get the bill check, please? It's totally normal. Expected, even. It signals you're ready to wrap things up. Waiting for it to just arrive might mean a very long wait.
That's a super practical tip. Saves awkwardness. Now, tied to the bill, tipping. Huge in some places, less so in others. How does that usually work verbally?
Right, tipping's a whole separate layer. You don't usually discuss the tip amount when asking for the bill. It's more about knowing the local custom.
Like in the US, 15–20% is pretty standard.
Exactly. If you pay by card, the machine often gives you options percentage or custom amount. If paying cash, you might leave cash on the table, or if the change is close to the tip amount, you could say to the server, keep the change. But there's not usually a big conversation about it. It's just kind of done.
Understood. Okay, one more scenario. You're with friends, and you need to split the bill. How do you handle that?
Best to ask early, maybe even when ordering, but definitely before they bring the one combined bill.
Makes sense.
You'd say, could we get separate checks, please? Or maybe, is it possible to split the bill 3 ways? Asking up front makes it much easier for them. If they bring one bill, you might have to figure it out yourselves, or ask, could you split this for us? But separate checks from the start is smoother.
Wow. So looking back at all this, it seems like ordering food is, well, a lot more than just saying what you want to eat.
It really is. We've gone from just getting seated to paying the bill, and the common thread is this layer of politeness and indirectness built into the language.
Right. Using things like, I'd like, could I have, understanding when to ask for the check. It's not just grammar.
No, it's pragmatics. It's cultural fluency. Mastering these phrases and understanding why they work, the indirect speech acts, the modal verbs, the cultural norms like asking for the bill, that's what helps you sound genuinely comfortable and respectful. It's about effective communication in that specific context. You're not just using English words. You're navigating an English-speaking social situation.
What a journey, huh? Through something as seemingly simple as ordering dinner. But now, hopefully, you feel much better equipped. You've got the phrases, but also maybe a better feel for the why behind them.
Yeah, knowing why I'd like is preferred over I want is, I think, more powerful than just memorizing the phrase. It helps you apply the principle elsewhere.
Absolutely. From dealing with allergies safely to splitting the check without fuss. It's about smooth, confident interaction.
And remembering those cultural bits, like needing to ask for the bill, is key. It shows that language isn't just vocabulary and grammar. It's deeply tied to social expectations. Understanding that is, well, pretty valuable.
Which brings us to a final thought to leave you with. We've seen how these subtle linguistic and cultural cues play out when ordering food. So the question is, how might this awareness, this ability to notice and adapt to these subtle expectations, help you in other kinds of cross-cultural situations, beyond the restaurant?
That's interesting. How does understanding politeness and ordering a coffee translate to, say, a business meeting or making friends?
Exactly. How does this deep dive into dining maybe open doors to a deeper dive into connection across cultures? Something to think about. Keep exploring, keep practicing.